wanting to talk for a while about geek culture, and in prior videos I've referenced them because man, it's one of those like have-to things. If you're gonna date here, you gotta know your geek culture. You're gonna get effed up, and you're gonna get your feelings hurt pretty good, and in a really bad way. Traditionally, up and through, I think it was 1935, but it doesn't matter to us. Everything on the channel, I keep the relevance focused on expat, landing today, landing 6 months from now, landing a year from now, landed 6 months ago, up until 1935-ish, whatever. A man could have, upon Leia, a wife. He could have a geek, and I believe the third one was a Mia Noi. Less relevant because they don't use that. That's an obsolete term that I'm told no one uses anymore, at least no one around the rural suburban Colot area. Maybe it's somewhere, I don't know, but you get the idea. Wife is a wife, Pan Leia is a wife. And that can be three kinds of wife. That could be a cultural wife of we live together. That's what I have. She's moved in with me, so I'm comfortable emotionally and psychologically calling her my wife. I just got out of my divorce isn't even a year old, but I call her my Thai wife. Thai wives have different problems and issues than wives back home, so Thai wife is a good term. But it's your wife, Pan Leia. And then you have your geek, which is a mistress. That's someone you have a real relationship with. You might even share some money with. We'll talk about that in a minute. There's some feeling back and forth. And this is a real steady thing. A guy might have the same geek for 3, 4, 5 years, might have a kid with a geek. That's common too. And that's also something you need we're going to talk more about that. This is the stuff, this can really F you up if you don't get it. You need to look out for the signs of this. And then the Mia Noi is strictly boom boom only. All right, so let me see if I can talk and eat without offending you guys a little bit. We'll see. So guys now will have, and this is like really common, maybe one main geek, maybe 1 or 2 side geeks, and then they've got their wife. So why and how does this happen? How does this affect you? That's pretty good. It's got a nice flavor to it. Use a little cheese maybe, if I'm being picky, but it's got a rather pleasant seasoning to it. What happens, you come here, you're dating. All right, you're dating, this girl's great, but you have to assume that a likelihood. I can't say more or less than 50-50. I can't, and it'll vary so much by person, obviously, but whether they do or they don't, but you have to be thinking in your mind, be wary. One of the wary things you got to think about is that she really could be somebody's geek, or she could be geeking for somebody. Worse than that, she could have a husband. It could be she's cheating on her husband, thinking of being with you, thinking of switching, which, I get. There's could be a little overlap in relationships. I get it, although it sucks if you're the person getting overlapped. She could be with her husband and really loves the guy, and he knows all about you, and they're just milking you. I think the odds of a bar girl geeking for somebody are highly likely. And you call that geeking? Yeah, they can still geek for somebody. They can. So, if you're dating, you really want to watch, is there any guy kind of generally peripherally around? And I'll share a little bit with me, and I'm going to definitely try and use my colloquial English because locals watch this channel, and so we have to be a little careful. And just be a little careful with the comments, please. Take it easy on old Rob, okay? But there was a gentleman peripheral to my lady for a number of years. One day I did see him touching in an undesired way another female person. It clicked. I'm slow. That's why I describe myself as I can be emotionally unintelligent. I can be a little slow with some stuff. It clicked. I could take that person at that moment and substitute my person at that moment, my female person at that moment, and I know exactly what was going on last year, or the year before I got here. And when I proffered that theory forth, it was not rejected. No one wanted to say anything, which told me it was true. More about how geeking works. So, let's say, for example, why is a person geek? What's going on? Let's take a relatively decent, traditional, good-hearted. So relatively decent, not black-hearted. Jai Dam is black-hearted. Dam is black. Jai is heart black. Jai Dam, black-hearted. That person, how do they? Why do they do it? So, lady's working. Let's say she has a husband. Good husband, 3 kids. Husband's got a good job, and these village people are all great. Everybody looks really happy. Now it turns out the guy's got 2 geeks because he can afford it. He's got a good job, and he goes out with his buddies. And typically when Thai men go out and drink, they get drunk. Mao is drunk, and they get drunk. I mean, freaking drunk. And they go crazy. They stay out really late, and they'll have their geek, or they'll see their geek on their way home, and then they'll go home. This is just very common here, very common. And so he's doing that. Well, here's this nice, good-hearted village, traditional lady at home. She works part-time, cleans a couple houses or whatever she does, whatever. But she could use a little money, and she wouldn't mind saving a little face because she knows, which means everybody knows, her husband's got a couple of geeks. So what she can do is she can geek for somebody, because that guy will pay her. If the minimum clerical wages are around 6,000 to 8,000 baht per month, working at a store somewhere, I'll bet a geek is probably pretty happy for an extra, 2, 3, 4,000 a month. Probably get you a nice little geek that will be relatively loyal to you as much as that goes. That'll vary person to person. Sometimes you see a geek, and that geek is on that one guy, and that's it. She's got her husband, she's got her one geek, and then that's it. And some, it's sort of a revolving door kind of a thing. Again, people are people are different. You as a Falun, Tom, geek, Bogati, Dan Laduan, Raka, Laduan, geek.
I not know, I know geek.
Gang ma. Yeah, I Kitwa Sampan, Sipan Bogati.
More.
More?
Yeah.
Sipan, mate.
Some people have Spanish can get 10,000 and
Okay, so Sipan Yai Ma, Chai Mai? Alright. 10,000 baht a month would be the ceiling.
I need to show. I need to inside. I ask.
Oh, I gotta close the thing. She has to cross the camera path. End of part 1. Thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.